Impressive, huh?
That's nice. That's real nice.
It's impressive, right?
Yeah. It's got a lot of blinky lights, too.
Blinky lights? I should have got it.
I like it.
Let's get started. He doesn't even know what's going on. He just...
I have no idea.
No headphones for him. Hey. It's your host, Troy Smith. I'm here with William Styles. Say what's up, William.
What's up?
He literally said, what's up? See, this is his first time. No, this is not your first time doing a pod, is it?
No, I've done a podcast.
You done a podcast before?
Yeah, I've done a podcast.
Where
Just
at?
not like this. It's been like Zoom or
nothing in person.
Nothing in person. We got COVID, man.
Yeah, no, I don't have it. Do you have it? Oh, you said because of COVID.
I got the shot.
You got me too. Yeah. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Well,
I did one podcast back in January, and then I did another one a couple years ago, but they were all health and wellness podcasts, nothing business related. Yeah,
nothing business. Well, this is basically going to be more of a. We still going to have a good conversation back and forth. This is what this is about.
Oh, I'm excited.
This is why it's so exciting, because I'm here at the Bluegrass Country Club.
We in it.
Literally. Now we got a little video going on the side here, but I don't know. I didn't bring my freaking lapel mics.
Yeah, you probably can't see the...
And then we probably can't see us good because we're actually doing the ultimate sin of doing any recording, which is facing the window. Your camera should always be facing away from the window to get you the natural light. Yeah, all that stuff. You learn a lot of stuff as time go on, man. You know, but I wanted to make sure. So first of all, people, this is a pull-up moment. This is one of those. This is literally. Will said, "Hey man, you want to do lunch today?" I said, "Sure." Yeah. And then he's like, "Hey, I told him let's get together. I mean, sure we can do it." He said 12:45, and then I said, "Let's do it closer to 1 because I got a surprise for you."
You surprised me. He surprised me.
Got a surprise for him is what I said. We got a surprise for you, and I don't think he expected this though.
No, I did not.
I mean, we brought the whole setup of the pod down to the country club at the table, bound to get our lunch here, and we're talking right now.
Talking.
Yep. But he seemed kind of shy. And let me tell you something about Will, man. This is the most unshy person in life.
And I'm a little nervous, I'll tell you. I'll be honest. I'm a little nervous.
What you nervous about?
It's a huge mic in front of my mouth right now. It's a huge...
But did you see that buttery, silky, smooth voice he got? A huge mic, I'll tell you. Pause. But I got a huge mic in front of my face right now, and I'm sounding like a natural. Will been talking about doing a pod himself. And when I tell people about how simple and easy it is to do a podcast, I don't think they really believe how simple it is. They think it's a whole lot more encompassed with it, right? I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah. It's so easy. I mean, you got it set up in 5 minutes. Didn't say nothing.
Didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Got the full-fledged studio in a box.
We're sitting at a booth.
In
a country club.
That's right. Right.
So, yeah, no, this is different.
And people walking around, what are y'all doing?
Oh, I know.
You probably hear people in the background a little bit, but we're in a restaurant.
We were in the restaurant.
We literally pulled up and said, I'm going to do a pod with them right now. The reason why I wanted to make sure that I wanted to show Will how simple it was to do one, but then also I want y'all to hear basically Will's story real quick. I believe that every person has a story to tell. That's the good thing about the NOTI Lounge. So this podcast is called the NOTI Lounge, NOTI LOUNGE, which stands for not overthinking it. The lounge part is because he wanted to be more relaxed and setting. Guess what? We're in 51 Lounge right now at the country club.
At the country club
with the golf clap. You'll hear it later. Got the golf clap going. But we're actually here in the lounge, so I wanted people to be able to not overthink their ideas, not overthink their goals and plans. Entrepreneurs, business owners, people that want to be one or they may intend to be one day. But it's really just having a good time, man, and actually being able to share the story. I've been telling Will for a while.
Take a picture of this.
Take a picture of that. Will done took a picture of himself, and now he done whited himself out.
I did white.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
No, it didn't work out.
You got to keep it closer to you. Pull it, but that's the only thing that sucks about being a white guy with a window in front of you.
It is. It's terrible.
We'll have them take one of them.
Yeah, we'll get one of them take. Yeah.
But I've been trying to get Will to write his book, man. And I think we actually may have one coming up here soon. We introduce him to someone, Cherie Moore. And if you don't know Cherie, you need to get with her in regards to ghostwriting or writing or just being able to help you get your book out there. Is what she does. But Will has an impactful story, man. This guy's from the hills of the Appalachian Mountains, up in them backwoods.
Smoky Mountains. Yep.
Now, do y'all wear shoes up there?
You know, it's a funny story you mentioned that. Somebody told me the other day that they were from Kentucky, and I said, well, what's the difference? And he said, well, we only got to count up to 7 because we don't have to take our shoes off to count. So we count up to 7 because we count our feet and not all our toes.
Well, now I got to find a little rim shot for you because doing it kids. Because he said we only got to count up to 7. Don't have to count our toes.
You don't have to count our toes in Kentucky, but you guys in Appalachia do. You guys down there where you the Smoky Mountains have to count your toes. So you got to take your shoes off.
Got to take your shoes off. That's what they say. Okay. I get it. I guess I get it. But it's interesting. But everybody say on TV, they think of people in the mountains, they just up there, the hillbillies.
Yeah, that's right.
Literally, did you see the hillbillies as inspiration back in the day?
Clampets.
Yeah, you think about them getting the millions, they go big time. But tell me about Appalachia, man. Tell me about where you grew up, man. Tell us about it.
So, growing up in the mountains, you had not much to do in life. Growing up, you hunted and fished a lot. Sports was really big. Football was really big. But other than that, I didn't play a lot of sports. I did a lot of hunting and fishing. I had hunting dogs, and we spent most of our time up in the park fishing for brown trout or rainbow trout or whatever. And everybody looks back like, oh, that's a great life, right? That's wonderful. Well, the problem with that is you're in a town of 1,000 people, and so you have that mindset, right? You have that small town mindset. Everybody knows what your business is. You know what everybody else's business is. You have one high school in one county of 1,000 people in this town, 12,000 in the whole county. So
you said one high school in the whole county?
One high school in the whole county. My graduating class was 80.
One high school in the whole county, you still only had 80 people. I mean,
graduating class was 180.
But 12,000 people is not a lot there.
Graduating class was 80. The whole high school was 400. Now you go down the road to Nantahala. You go to Nantahala, and their graduating class is about 8 or 9.
Graduating class is 8 or 9?
Yeah, that was about 30 minutes.
What high school did you go to?
Swain County.
Swain County
High School. Yeah. Yep.
But there's people that they want to go to the mountains to live and be remote.
Oh yeah.
But there's some people that want to. But people want to get. It's people like want to get out like you. They don't want to stay there.
Yeah, I mean, people go there all the time. Oh, it must have been great to grow up there. No, it was hard.
It was hard. Tell us about it.
Well, so like I was saying, you have a very small town mindset, right? Small town mindset. And I love where I grew up. I love all the people there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for someone like me who is a high achiever and wants to go on to big, great things, you want to surround yourself with the top 5 people that are going to make you great and be better.
How was that with 80 people?
I know, right? How are you going to pick those people?
Yeah.
Where are those people going to come from? And so growing up, you live in that, you are the people that you surround yourself with. My mother always told me that growing up, you never listen, right? And I always surrounded myself with bad people. I always surrounded myself with bad people when I was 14, 15, something like that. You just get into being with people that are very small-minded. Like I was telling you before, there were some instances of you growing up in a small town like that. There's some racial, you just don't know. You don't know any different, right? And I told you about the time where I almost filled out an application for the KKK.
Slow it down now. You got to tell us about that. You can't just zoom by that like, hey, I just filled out. Tell us about that experience. Like, is it more of a teaching like a brotherhood type
1999, 2000, and it is. It's a brotherhood type of thing. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody hangs out together, and why this even come about, I have no idea. I had zero aggression toward anybody in the whole wide world. I had I wasn't taught to be angry at anybody. I wasn't taught to be inclusive, and so it was just just come about. Somebody got an application, was like, hey, we're going to do this, you should do it too. And I was like, okay, well, sure, but I was like,
did they show you any videos to show you what you should be looking for?
It was all online. Back then, online was the big thing.
Yeah,
and it
especially slow.
Kind of like recruiting right now for Islam.
Yeah, for
the radical side of that. The Ku Klux Klan is a radical version of Christianity, if you think about it. And it was just, this is like early online radicalization. And so there was websites. In 2000, 2001, you had AOL was really big with chatting and stuff. And so you would chat with other people that was in this. I didn't get as far deep as some of my friends. I
is it almost like QAnon? Is it like where you just it's deep, man?
Yeah, no,
you go down that rabbit hole and you just go and
and I was 14 or 15 at the time, and so you have you can't think anyway. You have no logical skills at that point in your life, but I do enough to be like, I don't want to be involved in this.
And I bet the peer pressure had to be pretty deep though. The peer pressure had to be like, dude, what are you saying? I mean, why you don't want to do this? I mean, everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, there's a lot of peer. I mean, I wore Confederate T-shirts at the time. I had rebel flags on my truck. I had no idea what the meaning was. I just knew everybody did it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
and it was just a cool thing to do.
It was a cool thing to do. Yeah, it wasn't until I got to 17, 18 years old that I realized, like, this is small-minded stuff. I'm with the wrong people. This is really stupid.
Yeah.
Very ignorant. A lot of ignorant. I was very ignorant at the time.
But you grew up with, like you said, you didn't have, you said you didn't know about having any hatred, right?
No, I didn't have any
it's
hatred.
taught to you over time, like through some videos or some training or something.
Yeah, and my dad never had any hatred towards anybody. He loved everybody. He was a very successful politician in town. He was a commissioner, and everybody loved Dad, and he loved everybody. And so I don't know where I got that. It was just like you said, you are surrounded by the 5 people that influence you the most, and I had a bad.
Even though your mama told you, mama always know.
Oh yeah, mama always. You need to get away from that crowd. She
already know.
She's like, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
why? Go somewhere else."
Yeah.
But the problem with where am I going to go? Who am I going to go? Like, there's 1,000 people living in this town.
Yeah,
there's 80 people in my class.
I look forward to this movie coming out. I look forward to the William Styles movie because I can see what you just said as a movie played out. You ever see Friday Night Lights?
Yeah.
And you know how his daddy, when Tim McGraw was arguing with his son. I can see that whole story if you really had a discussion with your mom. Like, where am I going to go? What am I going to do?
Yeah, we had that a lot. We had that discussion, and I don't know. I guess some parents would have moved away or whatever, but that was our home. That's where we were third or fourth generation growing up there, and I was a third generation on my Styles family side that grew up in that area, and they all grew up in the Smoky Mountains. My dad was one whenever 1941, whenever the park took over control of his land and moved the entire family off. And so,
did they give him a check for that?
I mean, a little small check, but there was a lot of animosity with the families that were moved out of that area and had to be abandoned and take all their belongings and moved out. You had the TVA coming in, and they flooded the entire area. And so
you mean tell me white people go through that too?
Man, it was bad.
I'm talking about where they can come in, like the city does, the hoods or whatever, and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a voucher or something, get out of here, or we're going to start over fresh and gentrify.
Yeah, that's
so you mean
the
tell me
same
that
thing.
actually happens to y'all too?
Well, it wasn't gentrification.
Yeah, what gentrification?
They just said, you got to leave, we're making this a national park. And thousands of people had to move out of their homes, and now the county that was, the whole county was populated. Now only 20% of the county is populated since 1941 or 40s, somewhere around there.
Got it.
Yeah,
20%. But see, when you meet William, you will not see or even think any of that was even close to his life, which oftentimes people think because you are white, right, that you had it easy, period. And that's the unfortunate, like you got the stereotype of privilege. But guess what? I see both sides of that. I see where the privilege can be where William can dress up, clean himself up like now, and go
minus my tie,
and actually say, "Hey, I think I'm gonna do this today, and you will have somewhat of an upper leg of someone like myself that say I'm gonna clean myself up and dress up, and it still be like, but it's like a but there, you know. So that's where the unfortunate thing of the privilege thing comes from, but people need to hear the story that think even white counterparts can actually go through things of life being rough, life being tough, not being the easiest, and still had obstacles to go through. That makes sense. That's why I wanted this story to be
1,000%.
Yeah,
I took several classes in college. Well, not several, but one or two classes in college that talked about the history of the Appalachian people and the music and the art and all that kind of stuff. And it's a generational.
Amy, I can go ahead and tell her she can bring the food over.
Yeah, too. Amy, you can bring the food over
when she get ready.
Yeah. So
sorry, y'all. We don't want the steak to get cold.
It's very generational, and for me, I knew that I was always going to go and do something. I wouldn't say better because I don't think I'm better. I think I just wanted always. I knew I was going to be something bigger. And I was going to be a country club member one day. Yeah. Right?
But see, well, how'd you think that? And you can go and eat your salad and stuff like that.
No, it's fine. I'll wait.
I don't want your steak to get cold, bro. Don't eat that. Chop it up. Now, y'all hear us. We at lunch. So I'm going to go ahead so you don't feel uncomfortable. We'll go ahead. I'm going to chomp in the mic for him so he don't feel uncomfortable.
I think a lot of it has to do with my mother. She always told me that I could do whatever I wanted to do and be whatever I wanted to be, right? And so I think that growing up, she was the first female deputy of Swain County in 1972. The very first. You got
history up there. Like your dad a commissioner, your mom the first deputy?
First female deputy.
Female deputy, yeah.
Yeah, so when she was a deputy, they made her wear a miniskirt, and she had to keep her gun and handcuffs in a purse.
Not even on the hip?
No.
Right.
In a purse.
Right.
So that's how, Dad was the chief deputy of Swain County in the 70s, and so a lot of public service in my family. My mother was a social worker for 28 years, I think. So a lot of hands-on community involvement there.
But which explains why you have the political aspiration that, look, you don't even have to even say it. You just see this guy, he's working the room. You know what I'm saying? And I thought I was a worker room person, but this guy really be just join the country club and everybody know who he is. When I first actually wanted to join, they said you need to meet you. Or I said, because I asked them straight up, do you have any black folk families?
Yep, Robert Sherrill.
I said, do you have any black families that's a part of the club? You know, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Go ahead, I'll talk while you eat that. And she's like, oh yeah, for sure, we got a couple. You know, we got about probably about 15 or so families out of the 400 or something families. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I said, okay, cool. She said, well, you know what? I'm going to introduce you to two people. William Stiles and Robert Sherrill. They're two great guys. I said, oh, so is both of them black? Well, William's not, but Robert is. I said, okay, cool. And I reached out to both of y'all. You actually called me first. But this guy is on the basis, like, I don't even think he's official welcome committee. I don't know.
No, nothing. Mm-mm.
But she said, you need to meet William. And they do a lot of community involvement, blah, blah, blah. I talked to William on the phone. Will actually called me. We called up, chat. We had lunch like the next 2 days. I talked to Robert.
Yep.
But the fact is, he was in that conversation, and he was not what I asked for.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it shows this guy, his personality and vibrant that he brings. So I'm thinking this guy been a member for like 50 years or so. So I've only been a member since last year.
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
But he's already known by everybody in here. That shows that, this dude got something going on. I was like, man, so you like the governor or something, the mayor? And he's like, no, man. But as we got to talk more, next thing you know, he actually was involved with politics, though.
I was. Yeah, I lived in Washington, D.C. I interned for a congressman who served as the congressman 11th Congressional District in North Carolina, where I'm from. And I was there for a summer and absolutely loved it. It was a great experience. But I was a political science major in college, because I loved the networking aspect of it. I loved the aspect of helping people to the most amount of good for the most amount of people type of philosophy that kind of learned in college just really resonated with me as a person. and I love the community involvement, and I love the grassroots networking of it. I mean, really meeting people at their home, in their area. That's where it's all about. That's what it's all about.
I mean, it makes sense now because your dad was a politician.
Yep, he ran for school board and lost, and then he ran for county commissioner and won. At that time, there was only 3 county commissioners, and he was kind of the middleman, right? Because Mercedes Bacon, who was county commissioner, had one view of how things should go, and then the other county commissioner had another view of how things could go, and so they would invite Dad over for barbecue and steaks and try to lean him one way or the other, right? And it was always funny. Dad was just very charismatic and very witty, and he decided not to run for election again because I was born, and they said, Bill, why aren't you running for re-election? He said, oh man, I got this terrible illness. And everybody's like, well, what's wrong with you? He said, everybody's just sick of me.
Really?
It was just the way Dad was. He was just could
try to get that sympathy vote in, huh?
Yeah, he was really good with that, and so yeah, I mean that's where it comes from. And then being a political science major, I worked on campaigns, I knocked on doors, I've canvassed, I've spoken at events, and I just really, really enjoy that. And it resonates with my job now. Because in sales, you're doing the same thing. You're selling yourself to everybody in every line of work that you do. You got to sell yourself.
Why don't you plug it? What you do right now, man? Who you work with?
So right now, I'm an insurance agent with Country Financial in Tennessee, and we sell everything from home, auto, life insurance, financial services, and I've really enjoyed it. I love working here. I've been in insurance for 10 years. And at first it was something I really failed at and struggled at, and now I feel like it's a calling.
Okay. But when did you actually get out of the freaking mountains, though? What made you, was that, because when you say you went to college, you think folks up at Appalachian ain't going to college or think about it, right? This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But it shows your family had a different idea anyway. You had different thoughts.
So it's a funny story. I wanted to work with my dad. So my dad was a construction worker. He was an excavator, and he did that his entire career, basically. He did odd jobs here and there during his life, but that's where he retired from. And I worked with him from age, as soon as I could get on a backhoe and help him get in a ditch and shovel dirt and put in septic tanks and whatever, excavating, I was doing it. So going through college, I was thinking about what do I want to do, and I wanted to work with him. Wanted to take over his business. And it was hot. It was work. You're in the dirt. You know, you're coming home filthy every day.
But you're working man. You got the hands rough as a rock.
And Dad's like, yeah, son, that's great, but you got to get a college degree. And my mom was like, yeah, you're getting your 4-year degree. And so I said, okay, and went on and did my 4 years and decided that he's right. I don't want to be
out there in the heat.
Yeah,
unless you're playing golf or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's barely want to do that in the heat.
Yeah, like today, and it's 100 degrees out here on the golf course, and we're seeing these guys out here just struggling. So, yeah, whenever they said you had to do that, and I did it, I realized after my 4 or 5 years, I was a 5-year senior, that I was not going to be doing that work.
Did you say 5-year senior?
I was a 5-year
in high school?
No.
Oh, in college. Okay,
yeah, college.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I was like, okay, they got 5 years. All right, so but when did you finally decide that I'm not going to be this guy? Tell that story about the time you said you was talking to your girlfriend, and you're like, I'm not going to stay in this trailer park now.
Yeah, so talking to my girlfriend, and it's an interesting story. So growing up, people lived in all kinds of homes. Double wides were very popular. Single wides were very popular. You got what you could afford, and so I was having a conversation with her about where we're gonna go in life. What are we gonna do? And something came about where we're gonna live, and I flat out, and I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. This wasn't to be derogatory at any point. Like, this was just my mindset that I was not going to live in a double wide trailer. I'm going to be in a house with a lot of land
and a membership of a country club.
And a membership of a country club. Like, I could see the vision at that point in my life where I was going to be not better than, but I was going to be more than double wide. And she obviously took offense to it, and that relationship didn't last very long. But it wasn't meant to be that way, though. It was meant to be
inspiring. But then I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. I'm gonna do greater things than just that. So that's where that started. I think that's where that mindset really started.
With the DC, did that. We're gonna have to have William back so we can get more in depth of some more story from him and just his vision and outlook. And why are you so into seeing people smile and be able to talk to people? Why are you so into that? Because that's what you see. I mean, you see him. You walk in the room, you're up there trying to glow it up. I mean, it ain't trying. It's just something that comes natural.
You know, something that Ed Milet says a lot about the thermostat of the room. So if the thermostat in the room, like right now in this room, since there is no air conditioning on one side, it's like 83 degrees.
Right.
So let's say it's 70 degrees. If it's 70 degrees, you want to push that thermostat up to 100, 120, 130 degrees. You know, you want to take that level and really increase it to where you're getting the most out of everybody. And the way you get the most out of everybody is be genuine to everybody and come across as that you really care about what's going on in their life. Not just say, hey, how are you? And they say, fine, thanks, how are you? No, what is really going on? What's going on with your life? Mm-hmm. How are you today? Mm-hmm. And so when everybody asks me, like, how are you? I'm going to tell them. We got Disney trip coming up. I'm a little stressed about that, taking my kids to Disney in July.
And hot.
It's going to be hot and expensive.
The expensive, exactly. It's going to be, so, even after COVID.
Yeah, so if someone's going to ask me, I'm going to give them how I'm really feeling.
Now, your wife probably going to say, you don't have to do that, honey.
Oh, yeah.
you don't have to do that. I mean, they just ask how you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So things like that, but people really want to care. So a good smile and a laugh and making people feel like they're important. You know, Maya Angelou said that people won't remember what you said. People won't remember what you did. They'll always remember
how they felt.
How did you make that person feel? And so every time I go into a room, I want to make sure that when you leave the room, you felt like you got 100% of me. Does that make sense?
Oh, it sure does.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, my motto is, I'm here to, I've been coughing, but I'm here to edify and inspire people to be better than they were 5 minutes ago before they met me.
Exactly. You said that when you spoke to us.
So
That's
if when you see me within 5 minutes, you want to make sure that I impact it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
In my throat.
Yeah. No, and that's exactly the way I feel. When I walk into a room, I want to do exactly that. I want people to see that the genuine side of me and everything that I have and be completely transparent.
Smooth. I think we should have my boy back for sure. To have some more, where he have more time to, you know, just be able to relax more and his food don't get cold. But I want people to hear a piece of the story that I've been trying to encourage him to get out there more, because of the fact that, you know, it's good to shake everybody's hand and be cool with everyone, right? But I think it's even stronger when they actually know who you are and from where you're from.
Right. Yeah.
Because somebody's going to be listening to say, man, he reminds me of me. I remember getting an application, you know, to the Klan or something.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
Or the Black Panther Party.
Yeah, exactly.
Or to the QAnon.
Whatever radical side it is that your belief is.
I'm going to get up off here because I'm up here getting something stuck. But lead us out, man. Tell us something.
Leave today and do something inspiring and better than you did yesterday.
He ain't helped me out too much. He ain't helped me out too much. He just said a little bit just so I can just cough at one laugh. But here, look. That's what you get for talking and eating on the mic at the same time. That's why you shouldn't be doing that. But remember, thank y'all for actually make sure. And if you're not listening to the pod video wise, you can look at it. Well, you can look at it video wise. Go to NOTILounge.com. Look at NOTI Lounge, NOTILOUNGE on any social media platform, but then also any podcast platform. You can listen to the audio version, which you get all of this, with the sounds and all that stuff. Wow. We got William Styles, man. Country Financial. Tell them again what you do again. Tell them one more time what you offer.
William Styles Country Financial Auto, Home, and Life Insurance, financial services, and just a big smile and hope you're having a great day kind of attitude.
He's not lying about that. And look, and this is the good thing about it. Once he actually runs for governor and win, I want to be able to pull this out the archive to say, I know this guy. Not only do I know him, we actually had a conversation, because if I try to reach out to him when he become big time, I got to go through secretaries, I got to go through all these other people. I got to go through a whole lot of different things. But I believe that we'll start out level, if you want to, mayor first. Let's start at, maybe a local political office.
There you go. Level it off there. Yeah.
Then we're going to go to, if you want to go commissioner, I think you'd be good at doing that. I think you'd be good at doing any of them. You want to go commissioner, go local level to alderman, a councilman, mayor, bump it. We can just go to the top and go for governor if you want. I mean,
there you go.
Why you gonna miss out?
Why you gonna miss it?
You know what I'm saying? So, man, thank y'all for listening.
Go home.
Go. That's my motto. That's when I ran for SGA president, was go big, go home.
Go big, go home.
And I went home. I went home. I sure did. So, man, y'all be good. Thank you for being a part of this. We holla at you.